From the Final Fantasies, the Earthbounds, the Xenoblades, one of my favorite all-time genres is definitely the RPG. What games immediately pop in your head when you hear the term RPG? Does Final Fantasy come in there? Is it Chrono Cross? And whatever it could be, a lot of people's immediate game that would come to their mind would not be today's game on HIBIKI QUICKIE, released in 2000 for the Sega Dreamcast. We're going to take a look at the classic, underrated, amazing Skies of Arcadia. Developed by Overworks for the Dreamcast and published by Sega in 2000, this was also ported to the GameCube in 2002 as Skies of Arcadia Legends, featuring a few enhancements. So yeah, it's your typical hero to save the world type story, as in most majority of RPG games. But what makes this game awesome is that you're sky pirates. What makes Skies of Arcadia unique is that it consists of a bunch of continents in the sky on your map, about 4 or 5, and you would think it would be easy to fast travel to them, but the developers figured this out and prevented ways from you doing so. The only downside to this is that it does kind of make Skies of Arcadia seem kind of linear, but this game is so classic to me, it's worth it. Like, it's definitely not affected in any way. If you're not a fan of linear gameplay, still give this a shot. It's a great game. But my absolute favorite part of Skies of Arcadia is that there's two different styles of battle system. Your standard, typical RPG, turn-based battle system, which is pulled off quite well, if not incredibly well, but also a chess-like airship battle system, which is also very fun and very addicting, if not more so than the standard battle. In the standard battle system, you get your standard, attack, item, but you also get 6 different types of magic elements which you can use, which are very well animated at the time and definitely stood out, kind of like the Final Fantasy 7 and 8 games stood out at the time for the PS1. You deal with spirit points, which are very important for special attacks, which are similar to limit breaks in other games. The airship battles, while a lot more slower paced, are a lot more fun. Like I said, you do get to choose your attacks between your standard party members, but you only share one life gauge. Later in the game, when you do acquire the Delphinus, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you get there, you'll be able to have other commands like protect the ship and other stat boosts that are very cool and make this very in-depth, even if you're not a fan of the slow-paced action. Skies of Arcadia did make use of the Dreamcast VMU with games like Press Button Quickly, which, okay, you got me there, it's nothing extravagant. The VMU isn't exactly useless though. All the items you obtain from playing Pinta's Quest can be transferred over to the main game on your file. Here's a bit of a spoiler alert, which I don't tend to do a lot, but this one's just too good not to share in the review. So skip ahead about 30-40 seconds if you don't want to hear. About 24-25 hours into the game, you finally get to obtain your own ship license and crew your own ship, which is awesome, the Delphinus, and it is a beast. You also finally get the ability to have your own base, have party members, crew members that you need to obtain when you pilot your own personal ship. When you have your own base, you can have conversations. It's a nice little town builder aspect to add to the game, and I appreciate when RPGs add that. It makes it feel even more in-depth, and another reason I love the game. Now, if you're looking for great music on the Dreamcast, look no further. This might be at the top of my list. Maybe there's a lot of competition for good music on the Dreamcast. Skies of Arcadia's music definitely delivers. It is classic and definitely holds up. Sadly, besides the enhanced GameCube port, Skies of Arcadia never had a sequel. Hopefully someday, I'd love to see it on the Wii U, possibly the 3DS. Who knows, maybe it'll get a reboost. The series definitely has a lot of love for it. Right here on HIBIKI QUICKIE, it's been my pleasure to absolutely review one of my favorite all-time video games, and possibly my favorite RPG, Skies of Arcadia.
Hey, what is going on here?